who liked to wear sarongs, because that was a really female thing to do. Hi everyone, so this is my coming out story video. I'm kind of doing this just to tell my story, and because it is different to what the majority of stories that you're going to see on YouTube, and I feel like more people that have a positive story need to share the story, because it gives people more of an encouragement to come out and be you. Now, my story does have two parts, so I probably will split this video in two, because there's two different things that I need to tell a story of. So the first thing is coming out as bisexual, first of all. Coming to terms with my sexuality, I kind of went through high school knowing that there was something different about me. This was early 2000s, so we're looking at around 2003, 2004, and I was really starting to question all this, and I really didn't understand my sexuality and didn't know anything about sexuality. And at school you don't get taught sexuality and gender, it's get taught the basics of STDs and STIs and puberty. That is it. You don't get taught about gender, you don't get taught about sexuality. As regards sexuality, and as regards homosexuality at all, we got told in one class, if you turn to page 35, there is a page there about homosexuality. Feel free to read that in your own time. We're given 20 minutes then to do whatever we wanted. Are anyone actually going to read that page? Unless you're gay. And then if you are, you got ripped the shit out of because you were reading the page. I was a nerd, so it didn't matter whether I was interested or not. I was going to read it because I was told to read the page. Because in my book, read it in your own time means read it at your own pace. So I would read it, and I got ripped for shit, and I dare not come out as gay because I'd be bullied more. I was getting bullied for being gay when I hadn't even come out as gay, and I think that kind of stopped me a lot from actually coming out. So all through high school and all through primary school even, 99.9% of all my friends were female. I only ever got on with females because they were the only ones that would accept me for me, and that was a nerdy, arty weirdo. I wasn't sexually attracted to anyone. So sex wasn't even a thing in my mind at that point in time. It was only when I was like in about year 9, year 10 that I started to feel and started to actually consider sexuality with people. But I didn't find any men that I felt were a role model to me at that point in time, because all the boys my age, I didn't get on with. I hated them. The things that men like to do, the stereotypes, I didn't feel like any of them fit with who I was or what I liked to do. But then you had things like, one of my favourite TV shows at the time was Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. I absolutely loved that show, and I loved the guys on it and the different personalities and things, and they were the sort of people I wanted to be friends with. I didn't know how I could be, I didn't know anyone like that, and these were the days before YouTube was really a thing. YouTube was just starting up at that point really, and it was very difficult to kind of find where I fit with that sort of thing. I eventually came out as metrosexual, which was a term that was coined by the likes of David Beckham, and I thought that kind of suited where I fit, because I wasn't attracted to guys because boys were icky and I didn't get on with any, so why would I want to have a relationship with one? Ugh, no, I want to spend my time with girls, they're more fun. But then when it came to a really serious relationship, when I was about 15, 16, at secondary school, my last couple of years, I had a relationship with this very lovely girl. I worshipped the ground that she walked on. I absolutely adored her. She was the first person I ever kissed. But that relationship went on, and I kind of feel as though we broke up because I wasn't as into her as I should have been. I worshipped her like a princess rather than as a sex goddess. I didn't feel any sexuality towards her at all. And after breaking up with her was when I kind of came to my senses a bit. And while we were on study leave for our GCSEs, I started doing research, and I decided I wanted to look into other sexualities. So I started searching for, looking for sexuality forums about young LGBT people to find out more about it, and how do I find out if I'm gay? Am I gay? Am I bi? Am I straight? I don't think I'm straight, but I don't know anymore. That's what was going through my mind. So all the time when I was meant to be studying, bear in mind, I spent on a computer searching and joining forums, talking to other people my age, try and understand and find out where I fit. And I started to come to the terms with the fact that I might be bisexual. So I had a friend who just came out with bisexual herself, but we were really close, and I explained everything to her, how I felt, talked her through it all, came out to a couple of my other friends at school. One of them, who had actually dated my sister at one point, so he knows who he is, decided that it would be really fun to go and tell one of the boys that I did performing arts with that I fancied him. Yes, that was true, but this guy was straight. Wasn't gay or bi in the slightest. So it wasn't like he was trying to set me up for a relationship. He literally wanted to stir shit. So he went and told him. Therefore, I still had to do 2 performances with this guy where I had to get changed in the same place as him knowing that I was sexually attracted to him. Thankfully, this guy took it well. He did not make it awkward. He was really nice to me, and I was really grateful for that because it made it easier for me. At the time, I felt so betrayed, and I fell out with this guy instantly. I'm polite and civil, but I did not want to be friends with this guy ever again. So that all happened. The rest of my friends all took it really well. They all kind of guessed it anyway. And it kind of came around to time that I was kind of getting ready to tell my parents. Now, it's a thing I've said before, and I will say again repeatedly, is that I grew up in a very understanding, accepting, progressive mindset type family and household. And as long as you are honest and say who and what you are or how you feel, they will accept you with loving arms. Just be honest and open about it, that's all they ever ask for. And I was really lucky for that. However, I did not know how they would take me being gay. Would they cry? Would they be one of these religious freaks that would freak out? My parents aren't even religious. I don't know why that went through my head. But I didn't want to disappoint them. And I think that's what it came down to. I didn't want to disappoint them, and I felt like coming out as gay would disappoint them. Well, not coming out as gay, coming out as bi, because at the time that's how I felt I was, because I didn't find any guy attractive. So therefore, if I am attracted to some guys, I prefer to be around women, I'm bisexual. Because in my mind, that's how it worked apparently. So it turns out that some of these forums and pages that I've been going through to find out more about sexuality had triggered some sort of pop-up to a porn site. I hadn't been on porn. I will say this repeatedly, not on porn, trying to do research into sexuality. Anyway, apparently some of these things have popped up when my dad had been on the computer. So him and my mum had obviously had this discussion that we need to talk to me in case I'm going on things that shouldn't be going on at 16. So they pulled me into the bedroom, sat me down, I was like, now, is there anything that you need to talk to us about? And I was like, no, nothing, no. I was like, and my mind was reeling. Had I deleted my browser history? Have they seen something they shouldn't see? Have I left something on the screen that shouldn't have been on there? I couldn't think of what it could have been. Had I left something out somewhere? Had someone at school rang and told my mum or said something to them? I was freaking out. Why? No idea. Anyway, we continued to have this discussion where they told me that they were okay with whoever I was, whatever I was going through. They would be there for me and support me. If I am going to be looking into things, I need to be careful what websites I am going on. They helped me find better websites to use for research. And I did find a really good forum anyway that I stuck with and was on for about 3 years. They helped me out with that and very supportive. Now, out of my 2 parents, I always thought that my dad might freak out a bit. He's a bit more the traditionalist type person, brought up in the northeast. He's got very religious parents, world that he grew up in. So I did think he might be a bit with it. My mum would be very accepting, very fine, yeah, you're gay, I knew it from birth, it's fine. However, it was almost the opposite way around because my dad was totally fine with it. He had no problems whatsoever. Yeah, that's fine, don't worry about it. My mum tried to be very over supportive to the point where it was, we're sat there eating dinner. Oh, he's gay on TV right now. Him there, he's gay. He's gay. Do you know he's gay? Did you know that he's been on 7 different programmes where he's all played a gay character? I don't care, ma'am. Stop pointing them out. She even tried to, bless him, she tried to force her friend who was gay to be friends with me because he was only about like 4 or 5 years older than me. It wasn't gonna happen. Me and him personality-wise clashed. butted heads, it wasn't going to happen. I'm very grateful that she was very loving and accepting, and so nice to the point that she wanted to help me and make me feel normal, but she did it in a very bull in a china shop way. It's something that we struggle with in our family. None of us can be subtle. We're all sledgehammers. It's who we're programmed to be. So from there, the next person that I needed to really come out to, because my grandparents, it was just going to be a thing, my mum was just going to tell them that they live in the Midlands, so it's quite a distance, and she was just going to tell them. So next person was my sister. Why the hell I freaked out about her? She was the person that I was most terrified to tell, and to this day, neither of us understand why I reacted the way I did. I had my parents leave the house and leave me and my sister in on our own so I could talk to her, because we were meant to be going round to my dad's parents who lived around the corner. So how I decided I wanted to do was that I wanted us to be in the house on our own. I'd talk to her, I'd explain it all, we'd talk, blah blah blah, and then we'd go round afterwards. And I was freaking out so badly. I was so terrified of what she was going to think, how would she react, how would it affect her, is there things that she's going to want to know that I can't answer myself, because at this point I hadn't even kissed a boy, let alone anything else. I'd kissed a girl, a couple of girls by this point. So I then had to come out to her. She, again, so supportive, just looked at me with a bit of a expressionless look and went, why the fuck are you freaking out about this? She didn't quite say those words, but that was the reaction she had. It was just like, why on earth are you freaking out about this? Do you think I really care? Just be you. As long as you were happy, that's all I care about, and I will support you no matter what. And in that initial moment, the entire world was lifted off my shoulders. I felt invincible, and anyone out there that is looking into this and watching all these coming out stories that are on YouTube these days, not everyone has a bad reaction. Sometimes you don't know what people's reaction are going to be, so you're terrified to do it. I haven't had a single bad reaction, to the point where I didn't even have to come out again as gay when about a year and a half later I realised I wasn't interested in women at all, and I'd spent the last year and a half looking at men and trying to find guys to date. And actually ended up having like 2 years stint where I didn't actually date anyone at all, because there wasn't anyone in my area that I could date. Bit by bit I moved closer to the city and started dating a lot. That's kind of that story. So I think I'm going to pause this here. I'm going to then continue on the second episode. I wasn't planning on doing 2, but I kind of feel like I need to go into the gender one a little bit more. So thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye.
Shut up and sit down.
Sexually promiscuous, shall we say. Arseholes. And so we're looking at like the last couple of years of high school here. Sorry, people are going to really pick me out for this. Secondary school. I prefer the term high school, even though I'm in a 2-tier schooling system. So it's primary and secondary. I always call it primary and high school. At that point in time, we've become very Americanized, and I adopted the term high school, and that's just what it was for me. Anyway, I won't say names just because I don't know how she'll feel about me talking about this, but they were very messy kisses, as I remember, and I don't know how she kept wanting to kiss me. Jesus. Poor girl, I'm sorry. If you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I'm better now. Well, after we broke up, because I can't really remember who broke up with who, so I'm not going to go into that. For us, that's it. I can't think of the word there. Me and her were really close, and I kind of regret was drifting apart, but you know, people do, that's what happened in life. I will say, looking back, honey, I really do not know why I was attracted to you. You're not my type whatsoever. You weren't even then. I think it was just that you were the only possible guy that was nice to me that was remotely attractive. Anyway, which when you're like 15, really quite difficult. 16 actually. 16. Jesus. You don't know where you're looking, you don't know how to really look for things, so you end up on things that you shouldn't really be looking at. But if it pops up, you kind of end up looking at it. My mum tried to be, my mom, if I say mum, she'll kill me. But I had my parents leave the house. Things are breaking themselves! Apart from a friend being a dickhead, well that's because he was a dickhead anyway.